Hello, bearded bee people. Welcome back to B&K Bees. It's been a little while since I've come out with a video, 6 or 7 days, and largely that is because I've been busy. I mean, we've been busy with things other than bees. Family and friends have been coming out, and we have to get the property ready for that. We've got a new dog who's running around enjoying. Max, stay over here, buddy. Stay here, big boy. I'm trying really hard to get him to be a good, don't worry about him, bring him with you kind of pup, so that I can go gold panning with him and bring him out to bee yards and let him out to run around and enjoy the outside without having to worry about him running off or being a dick. We're doing okay with that so far. Max, come back here, buddy. Come here, big boy. Come here. Hey, come here. Good boy, buddy. Good boy. I think he gets it. I think he understands the term. I think he just doesn't really quite understand what's going on with these little short trips to the bee yard. I had him with me the other day when I was moving bees out here, and he was super good. It was crazy hot, so he ran around for a little while, got wet in the wet grass, and then laid underneath the shadow of the truck while I was finishing up moving the bees. So that worked out pretty well. And then this is the second time that I've had him out to a bee yard with me. So, yeah. So this is one of our new bee yards. I'll insert a clip of me smashing these fence posts in now. And yeah, we moved out what is like 30 Nucs out to here. I've got 3 on the ground, unfortunately. Was 1 pallet short. But today, right now, I'm just dropping off food here and then another yard. Because some of these are getting light. I have not fed them since I split them. So the food frames I left them with have done their job and are, like I said, getting pretty light. So, what are you doing, big boy? What are you doing, big boy? Everybody meet Max. The fence is not on, so don't worry about that. But although I should be trying to train him to stay away from those fences, yeah, he's a good boy. You're a good boy, aren't you, buddy? Aren't you? Yeah. Yeah. Pro tip, keep a jug of water in your truck if you're working bees every day, because you really want it for sticky hands, whether it's sticky from syrup or honey or propolis or any other substance that you could get on your hands. This jug's been in the truck for like 3 years. I fill it up every year, but I just use it to rinse my hands off before I get back into the truck so that I don't get sticky hands on the steering wheel. All right, now we're on to another yard to do the exact same thing. Max, where are you, bud? Max? Show yourself, big boy. Good boy, buddy. I'm sorry, I underestimated you. Good boy. What are you rolling in, big boy? What are you doing, big boy? Oh, I hope that's dirt. I hope that's dirt. All right, so this yard is not in great shape. First of all, we set it up. This is the first yard that we set up. So there was a video on that a couple months ago, but not the first yard we brought bees to. And that is because it's far away and we didn't have pallets, and we ended up setting up yards closer. And so when we moved the bees from our house, we moved those to a couple of more logical yards surrounding our home area and decided to use this as a split yard. So I waited until I had the splits, and then I waited until I had all the equipment and everything set up in order to move the splits. And then when I got out here, it was just overrun. Like we picked a swampy area or something. Because the grass is just horrific. Like I had to come out here with the weed whacker, and obviously I still need to come out here with a weed whacker or a lawnmower or something, because all of this grass on the ground rod and on the wires of the electric fence reduced the voltage, and this is very literally a bear hunting camp. I have said this in the past. This yard is owned by one of the landowners that we use downstate. So they had a bear hunting property. Max, where are you, buddy? I see cars going by and I don't know where he's at. Max, where you at, big boy? Max, come here, big boy. Oh, I underestimated you again, big boy. Oh, they honked at me, and I thought that they were honking at me to tell me you were in the road, but you weren't. You're a good boy, buddy. You're a good boy. Yeah. Yeah. I love that dog. Come on, buddy. Let's go. So, yeah, I have to get out here with a weed whacker. I have to get out here and put these into tens. I've got to do that to the other yard. That stuff is next week. In addition to that, next week I have to inspect my honey hives, add boxes to my honey hives, and get ready for the June round of treatments. So all of these nucs have to get blasted with OA. All of our honey hives have to get formic before the end of the middle portion of June for me to feel good. And so the time is short on that. We have family coming up today, and we're gonna have Liv stay with us for a couple of weeks. So she might be accompanying me to a couple of these bee yards in order for me to be able to stay on schedule while she's up here hanging out with us. So yeah, I've got a lot to do. We've got family stuff going on. This is the kind of stuff that like nobody thinks about or nobody talks about in terms of like what is different from having 5 hives for your pleasure in your backyard to having 150 for money that you have to work every day. Well, the big difference is that there's no time. There's no time for golf or beach or vacations during the warm months, because those days that you spend out doing something else are days that you're getting behind as far as your bee operation goes. Obviously, a lot of bee operations have employees and have different people for different jobs, but this operation is just me. So the more time I spend on the beach and on the golf course, the less stuff I'm getting done in these bee yards, and the more behind I'm getting, It's a constant struggle. It's a constant source of anxiety for me. But I mean, I'm happy with where we're at so far this year. This year's gone pretty well so far. Knock on wood. So yeah, I'll make more videos next week. Like I said, we'll be adding honey boxes, inspecting honey hives, treating hopefully, maybe moving some of these Nucs into 10s. Maybe we'll get into those splits that I made last week on video. Yeah, lots of stuff planned. Thanks very much for watching. Get out there and have some fun with your bees. See ya.